The music world just witnessed another shocking moment, and this time, it's sending Drake fans into full-blown panic mode. Kendrick Lamar has done it again, snatching yet another major award, and the timing couldn't be more dramatic. For years, Drake has dominated charts, streams, and pop culture headlines. But Kendrick's latest win is a statement that the balance of power in hip-hop isn't as predictable as some thought. Fans of Drake are scrambling on social media, debating, complaining, and even questioning the legitimacy of the award, a reaction that only fuels the intensity of this ongoing rivalry. What makes this moment especially explosive isn't just the award itself, it's the context. Kendrick has consistently operated on a different timeline, releasing music strategically and winning recognition at key moments. Each victory feels deliberate, calculated, and almost surgical. Drake fans, who are accustomed to seeing their idol claim dominance across the charts and award stages, are suddenly confronted with a reality where Kendrick's influence is undeniable and growing. Social media erupted within minutes of the announcement. Tweets flooded timelines, TikTok clips dissected the event, and reaction videos streamed in non-stop. Comments range from "Kendrick doesn't even need this to prove himself" to "Drake fans are losing it again." The frenzy illustrates not just a clash between two artists, but a cultural conversation about influence, artistry, and legacy. Critics and industry insiders alike are pointing out that Kendrick's win isn't just about popularity, it's about artistry, timing, and consistent excellence. While Drake has long been the king of streams, memes, and mainstream dominance, Kendrick's careful, impactful approach continues to earn him critical acclaim and respect that extends far beyond immediate chart performance. Each award adds to a narrative of mastery that Drake fans find hard to counter. The aftermath is fascinating. Drake supporters are vocal, defending his record-breaking streaks, streaming numbers, and cultural footprint. But Kendrick's win creates a ripple effect, prompting discussion about longevity, artistry, and who truly shapes the culture. In an era where every award and every reaction is amplified online, moments like this don't just celebrate an artist. They fuel debates, memes, and ongoing storylines that define hip-hop for years to come. The question now isn't whether Kendrick deserves this win. Everyone knows he does. It's whether Drake fans will adjust to the shifting dynamics or double down in defense of their champion. Either way, the clash between these two titans is far from over, and the drama is only escalating. Part 1 of this unfolding story begins the moment Kendrick Lamar walked onto the stage and claimed yet another major award, an event that immediately sent social media into a frenzy. To understand the significance, it's important to recognize the context. This isn't just another trophy. This is a symbolic victory in a rivalry that has dominated modern hip-hop for over a decade. On one side stands Drake, the streaming king whose hits dominate radio waves and playlists, commanding commercial attention that few can rival. On the other stands Kendrick, the methodical, strategically precise artist whose impact is measured not only in numbers but in cultural and critical influence. Every time Kendrick steps into a moment like this, it reminds fans and the industry alike that dominance in music isn't determined by streams alone. The reaction from Drake fans was immediate and intense. Twitter erupted with comments expressing disbelief, frustration, and incredulity. Memes began circulating within minutes, humorously exaggerating the perceived injustice. Clips of the award announcement were shared across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, each clip dissected and analyzed frame by frame. Fans debated the decision endlessly, some dismissing it as predictable in the industry's bias toward artistry over commercial performance, while others argued that Drake's long-standing dominance should have guaranteed him the win. This reaction highlights not only the intensity of the rivalry but also the way in which modern music culture thrives on instant, widespread opinion. But while the fan reaction is important, it's the artistry behind the win that matters most. Kendrick's approach has always been measured, deliberate, and precise. Unlike Drake, who often dominates charts through volume, cultural relevance, and sheer market presence, Kendrick crafts each release strategically. Each album, each song, and each public appearance is part of a broader plan that reinforces his narrative as one of the most influential artists of his generation. This win is no accident. It reflects a career-long commitment to artistry, consistency, and impact that resonates both critically and culturally. The industry recognizes it, and this award is an acknowledgement of the careful strategy behind every move Kendrick has made. Drake's fans, however, struggle to reconcile this with a commercial reality. Drake's streaming numbers break records, his collaborations dominate the charts, and his presence in mainstream culture is almost omnipresent. To many of his supporters, the perception of losing an award to Kendrick feels like a contradiction, fueling frustration and debate. This tension between critical acclaim and commercial dominance is a recurring theme in hip-hop, one that sparks endless conversations about influence, credibility, and legacy. Social media amplified the intensity of the moment. Within minutes, hashtags related to the award began trending globally. Reaction videos, commentary clips, and fan theories flooded YouTube and Instagram. TikTok users created compilations contrasting Kendrick's win with Drake's previous award streaks, highlighting the rivalry for entertainment, discussion, and viral traction. This multi-platform engagement illustrates how modern award shows don't just celebrate artists. They catalyze conversations, memes, and debates that define cultural discourse for weeks, sometimes months. Kendrick's demeanor during the ceremony added another layer to the story. Calm, collected, and confident, he accepted the award with a humility that contrasted sharply with the frenzy outside. This composure reinforced his image as an artist who lets his work speak for itself, allowing results to fuel perception rather than commentary or hype. For fans and critics alike, this approach is part of his genius. He creates impact without appearing desperate for validation. Drake, by contrast, is often more publicly expressive, engaging directly with media and fans to shape perception in real time. The contrast between these approaches underscores the differences in strategy and persona between the two artists, giving the feud a fascinating psychological dimension. Another factor in the story is how this award affects the narrative of legacy. Kendrick's win isn't just about this moment. It adds another milestone to a career defined by excellence, consistency, and influence. Each recognition reinforces his cultural relevance and solidifies his claim as one of the defining figures of modern hip-hop. For Drake fans, this adds complexity to the debate. Even with unmatched commercial success, his rival is carving a legacy that is both respected and historic, creating tension that fuels online discourse, memes, and reaction videos endlessly. Ultimately, Part 1 emphasizes the high stakes and layered complexity of this moment. It's more than a trophy, it's a narrative turning point, a public conversation, and a cultural event that engages fans, critics, and the broader industry simultaneously. Kendrick's calculated artistry, Drake's massive cultural footprint, and the fan reaction all converge to create one of the most compelling rivalries in music today. This award, while singular, is a catalyst, reigniting debates, discussions, and speculation about who truly dominates hip-hop in the modern era, and setting the stage for the next wave of moves, responses, and cultural moments in this ongoing saga. Part 2 of this saga picks up immediately after the award announcement, when the ripples of Kendrick Lamar's victory began spreading across social media, fan communities, and the music industry at large. Kendrick Lamar had just claimed another major award, and the reaction was instant, polarized, and intense. For Drake fans, the moment was almost unbearable. They flooded Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok with comments, memes, and reaction videos expressing frustration, disbelief, and outrage. The debate wasn't just about who deserved the award, but what the result meant for the ongoing dominance of Drake in modern hip-hop. The tension between commercial supremacy and artistic mastery was front and center, creating a perfect storm of conversation that kept audiences captivated for hours. From a strategic perspective, Kendrick's win is far more than just a trophy. It is a carefully calculated affirmation of his influence, timing, and relevance. Unlike Drake, who often leveraged volume, streaming dominance, and mainstream visibility to assert cultural control, Kendrick's approach is deliberate. Each album, public appearance, and performance is part of a long-term narrative carefully designed to maintain influence while building critical credibility. This award is not only recognition of his latest project, it's an acknowledgement of his sustained career excellence, strategic timing, and cultural significance. Every move he makes is part of a broader pattern, signaling to fans and industry insiders alike that Kendrick is as intentional as he is talented. Meanwhile, Drake fans are struggling to reconcile this win with the commercial reality of Drake's unparalleled presence in music. Drake has shattered streaming records, dominated charts, and maintained mainstream ubiquity for over a decade. For many supporters, the idea that Kendrick could claim such a prestigious award over Drake seems incongruous, fueling debates over the legitimacy of award outcomes, voting processes, and industry biases. These discussions spill over into online platforms, where heated exchanges, trending hashtags, and viral reaction videos amplify the divide between fan bases, creating a social media maelstrom that extends far beyond the award stage. The nature of modern social media adds an unprecedented dimension to these feuds. Unlike traditional award ceremonies, today's audiences are simultaneously participants and critics. Clips of the award acceptance, facial expressions, stage demeanor, and speech excerpts circulate rapidly across platforms. TikTok trends dissect Kendrick's performance, Twitter threads analyze public reactions, and YouTube commentary channels provide hours of breakdowns. Every angle, pause, and word becomes part of the narrative, ensuring that the moment doesn't simply end when the award is handed out. It continues to grow, mutate, and dominate online discourse for days. Another crucial factor is Kendrick's approach to perception. During the ceremony, he remained calm, composed, and measured, further reinforcing his image as an artist who allows his work to speak louder than words. This contrasts sharply with Drake's more visible and interactive style, where he engages with fans, social media, and media outlets in real time. The juxtaposition of these two approaches highlights the psychological dynamics of their ongoing rivalry. One thrives on controlled, deliberate influence, while the other excels at rapid, widespread cultural dominance. The interplay between these styles creates tension, intrigue, and a sense of unpredictability that keeps the public invested in the narrative. Industry insiders also note the impact this award has on perceptions of legacy. Kendrick's win does more than celebrate a single achievement. It reinforces his sustained relevance and positions him as a key figure in defining modern hip-hop. Each award adds layers to a growing narrative of critical and cultural authority, creating a counterbalance to Drake's commercial achievements. For fans, this raises challenging questions. Can commercial dominance outweigh strategic artistry? Or does sustained critical success eventually shift the perception of true influence in the culture? These discussions, fueled by online reactions and debates, elevate the feud beyond individual wins and losses, framing it as a conversation about the very nature of dominance in music today. Part 2 also highlights the tension between immediate reaction and long-term strategy. Drake's fans are vocal, but in the long term, the industry tends to reward consistency, timing, and cultural impact. Kendrick's calculated approach ensures that each victory, while perhaps smaller in commercial metrics, resonates profoundly within the critical and cultural spheres. By contrast, Drake's strategy relies on momentum, visibility, and rapid engagement. This contrast creates a fascinating dynamic, where both sides assert dominance in different ways, and each new development, like this award, shifts the conversation and forces fans to reassess their assumptions. Ultimately, Part 2 emphasizes that Kendrick's latest win is more than a ceremonial achievement. It's a narrative catalyst, reshaping conversations about influence, artistry, and legacy in hip-hop. The reactions from Drake's fans, the ongoing social media frenzy, and the industry's acknowledgement of Kendrick's strategic brilliance all intersect to create one of the most compelling stories in modern music. This award doesn't just signify another win for Kendrick. It sets the stage for escalating rivalry, heightened public scrutiny, and debates about what true dominance in hip-hop really looks like. The drama, tension, and speculation are far from over, and fans are already bracing for the next move in this high-stakes, multi-layered battle. Part 3 of this Kendrick vs. Drake saga dives even deeper into the fallout from Kendrick Lamar's latest award win, exploring not just the immediate reactions, but the broader implications for the ongoing rivalry and the cultural conversation it has ignited. By now, the event has gone beyond a single award. It has become a focal point for debates about artistry, influence, and legacy in modern hip-hop. Fans, critics, and industry insiders alike are analyzing every detail, from Kendrick's stage presence to Drake's social media responses, each contributing to a narrative that feels larger than life. The first layer of analysis comes from the fan reaction. Drake supporters, accustomed to seeing their idol dominate charts, streaming numbers, and award shows, were visibly shaken. Social media erupted with posts defending Drake's record-breaking career, highlighting his unparalleled consistency, commercial dominance, and cultural relevance. Tweets ranged from This dichotomy between commercial dominance and artistic recognition fuels ongoing debates, not just among fans but across mainstream media outlets. Every new discussion, post, and clip keeps the story alive, amplifying the stakes of this feud. Kendrick's victory also reinforces the strategic nature of his career. Unlike Drake, who often relies on omnipresence and sheer volume to maintain cultural dominance, Kendrick's influence is built on precision, timing, and intentionality. Every release, every award, every public appearance contributes to a narrative that emphasizes his artistry over commercial metrics. This deliberate approach has allowed him to secure recognition that resonates beyond charts and numbers, the kind of respect that endures in conversations about legacy, influence, and creative mastery. The award is therefore more than just a win. It is validation of a carefully constructed career strategy, one that emphasizes long-term cultural impact over short-term commercial gain. Meanwhile, Drake's camp is faced with a unique challenge, reconciling commercial supremacy with perceived loss in critical recognition. For fans, this award feels like a confrontation with an inconvenient truth. Kendrick's artistry is being celebrated at the highest levels, even as Drake continues to dominate streams, radio, and viral trends. This tension sparks endless online debates, fueling memes, TikTok videos, and YouTube reaction content. Social media, in this context, functions as both amplifier and judge. Every post, comment, and reaction contributes to the narrative, making the feud feel like a live, evolving story that extends far beyond the confines of a single ceremony. Kendrick's demeanor during the award acceptance added a psychological layer to the moment. Calm, collected, and confident, he reinforced an image of an artist who allows his work to speak for itself, letting results define perception rather than relying on social media posturing or public commentary. This composure contrasts sharply with Drake's more interactive approach, where he often uses social media and public appearances to shape narratives in real time. The psychological interplay between these contrasting approaches adds complexity to the feud, creating tension not only in what is said but in what is left unsaid. Another critical aspect of Part 3 is the discussion of legacy. While Drake has long maintained commercial dominance, Kendrick's victories in critical spaces, including major awards, strengthen his claim to enduring influence. Each award, recognition, and critical success contributes to a legacy that emphasizes cultural and artistic impact. Fans, analysts, and journalists are debating whether commercial metrics or artistic recognition define true dominance in hip-hop. This conversation extends the stakes beyond individual moments, positioning the feud as a clash of philosophies: quantity versus quality, ubiquity versus strategy, immediacy versus legacy. The online reaction also highlights the speed at which narratives evolve in the streaming era. Clips of the awards ceremony were shared across platforms, memes spread in hours, and reaction videos analyzed every angle of the event. Fans dissected Kendrick's gestures, speech, and style, comparing them to Drake's history of award show dominance. Every detail became fodder for discussion, illustrating how modern feuds operate not just through music but through culture, perception, and digital amplification. This creates a scenario where a single award can dominate conversations for days, influencing public perception long before any next release occurs. Finally, Part 3 emphasizes the stakes for future interactions between Kendrick and Drake. With Kendrick's win firmly establishing critical and cultural influence, the question becomes how Drake will respond, whether through music, public statements, or strategic social media engagement. The dynamics of the feud are evolving, moving from purely commercial competition to a multidimensional battle of artistry, timing, and narrative control. Fans are already speculating on potential tracks, responses, and moves, making every moment in this saga part of a larger chessboard. Ultimately, Part 3 underscores that this is more than a feud. It is a high-stakes cultural narrative. Kendrick's award is a symbol of strategy, influence, and long-term artistry, while Drake's reaction and the fan response highlights the tension between commercial power and critical recognition. As the story continues, audiences remain captivated, debates rage on social media, and the rivalry evolves into one of the most compelling, multi-layered narratives in modern hip-hop history. Every move, every response, and every award now carries weight in a saga where perception can be as powerful as performance. Part 4 of this Kendrick Lamar vs. Drake saga delves into the long-term implications of Kendrick's latest award win and the intensifying reaction from Drake's fanbase. By now, the initial shock has subsided, but the ripple effects of the event are far-reaching, touching not just social media discourse, but perceptions of legacy, artistry, and dominance in modern hip-hop. This phase isn't simply about the award itself. It's about the narrative momentum, the psychological strategies at play, and the cultural conversation that continues to unfold in real time. One of the first things to consider is how the fan bases are processing this development. Drake fans, who are accustomed to seeing their favorite artists dominate charts, streaming platforms, and award shows, are struggling with the idea that Kendrick could outperform Drake in critical recognition. Social media platforms are flooded with debates questioning the legitimacy of awards, discussing voting biases, and even analyzing minute details of Kendrick's performance for any possible advantage. Hashtags related to the feud trend within hours, and reaction videos dissect each moment, keeping the narrative alive long after the ceremony has ended. This level of public scrutiny highlights just how much modern music culture thrives on immediate, real-time engagement. At the same time, Kendrick's victory reinforces his reputation as a methodical, deliberate artist. Unlike Drake, who often relies on omnipresence and sheer volume to maintain cultural dominance, Kendrick focuses on precision. Each album, public statement, and performance is strategically timed to maximize impact. Every award or accolade contributes to a broader narrative of sustained excellence and long-term influence. This calculated approach has allowed him to maintain credibility across both mainstream and critical audiences, creating a dual-layered perception of dominance that contrasts with Drake's more commercially driven supremacy. The psychological dynamics of the feud become even more apparent at this stage. Kendrick's calm and composed acceptance of the award serves as a stark counterpoint to the visible frustration and outrage from Drake's supporters. This contrast is telling. While one artist commands attention through consistency, virality, and engagement, the other asserts influence through timing, Kendrick's win adds another layer to his growing portfolio of achievements, reinforcing his status as one of hip-hop's most influential figures. Unlike awards that reward popularity or commercial metrics, this recognition validates a sustained approach to artistry and cultural relevance. For Drake's supporters, the juxtaposition between commercial dominance and critical recognition is a recurring theme. It raises fundamental questions. Can streaming numbers outweigh artistry? Does mass appeal carry the same weight as strategic mastery? These debates have become central to how fans interpret the ongoing feud, further amplifying the stakes of every subsequent interaction between the two artists. Another factor contributing to the intensity of Part 4 is the role of digital media. In the past, award shows and music releases had a slower, more measured impact. Today, however, every moment is dissected in real time. Clips of the award announcement, fan reactions, and celebrity commentary spread within minutes. TikTok trends, Instagram Reels, and YouTube reaction videos all contribute to a rapidly evolving public narrative. Every pause, expression, or gesture from Kendrick is analyzed, discussed, and reproposed, demonstrating the immense power of social media in shaping cultural perception. In this environment, Even a single award can become a multi-day event that dominates online discourse. The competitive tension between Kendrick and Drake is also shaped by narrative control. Kendrick's ability to influence public perception through carefully timed releases and strategic appearances positions him as a master of cultural storytelling. Drake, in contrast, relies heavily on immediacy, visibility, and widespread engagement. Each artist's approach has advantages and vulnerabilities, and the award serves as a reminder of how perception can sway fan sentiment, influence industry recognition, and ultimately define cultural dominance. Part 4 emphasizes that in this rivalry, the battle is as much about timing, narrative, and psychological impact as it is about the music itself. Finally, this phase of the saga highlights the evolving nature of modern hip-hop rivalries. The feud is no longer confined to songs or performances. It extends into social media, public perception, and fan engagement. Kendrick's award becomes a catalyst for discussion, debate, and speculation, while Drake's response, or lack thereof, shapes the next chapters of this ongoing story. Fans are analyzing potential next moves, upcoming releases, and public statements, turning each development into a high-stakes cultural moment. The rivalry now functions as a multi-layered narrative that transcends individual achievements, combining artistry, strategy, and audience engagement into a compelling ongoing saga. In Part 4, it's clear that Kendrick's win is far more than a momentary triumph. It is a strategic, cultural, and psychological milestone that redefines the conversation about influence, legacy, and dominance in hip-hop. The ongoing reactions, debates, and analysis highlight the complex interplay between artistry and commercial success, and the feud between Kendrick and Drake continues to capture the attention of the world, proving that every award, every gesture, and every reaction matters in shaping modern music history. Part 5 of this Kendrick-Lamar vs. Drake saga brings the story to its current crescendo, exploring the full implications of Kendrick's latest award win and how it has reshaped the ongoing narrative between these two hip-hop giants. By now, the initial shock among Drake fans has evolved into sustained debate, online dissection, and broader conversations about artistry, legacy, and influence. This moment isn't just another trophy. It's a symbol of the shifting dynamics in modern hip-hop, where perception, strategy, and cultural impact can outweigh raw commercial power. The first and most immediate effect of Kendrick's win is the sustained online reaction. Drake's fanbase, accustomed to celebrating uninterrupted dominance, responded with a mix of frustration, humor, and incredulity. Social media exploded with memes, reaction videos, and commentary dissecting the award announcement. Many fans questioned the fairness of the outcome, comparing Drake's streaming numbers, chart history, and cultural omnipresence to Kendrick's artistry. This reaction illustrates a key point. In the streaming and social media era, the perception of dominance matters as much as tangible achievements. A single award can catalyze a week-long conversation, if not longer, about influence, merit, and legacy. Kendrick's strategy behind the win is equally important. Unlike Drake, who often asserts control through prolific output, viral trends, and constant visibility, Kendrick's influence is deliberate, precise, and layered. Each album, track, and public appearance is timed to maximize impact and reinforce his long-term narrative. This award is not just recognition for one moment. It reinforces a career-long pattern of excellence and cultural resonance. By accepting the award with calm composure and measured humility, Kendrick further emphasizes that his dominance is rooted in artistry and strategic execution, rather than sheer commercial momentum or hype. Drake's camp is now faced with an increasingly complex challenge. Commercial dominance alone cannot dictate cultural perception, and Kendrick's critical recognition highlights this tension. Fans debate endlessly about whether streaming supremacy or industry acknowledgement carries more weight. The award becomes a lens through which the rivalry is examined, elevating the stakes for every future release, public appearance, or social media post. Drake, known for his immediacy and media engagement, now must navigate not only fan sentiment but also the perception of industry insiders, critics, and cultural commentators. Another layer of complexity is the psychological interplay between the two artists. Kendrick's calm, composed demeanor contrasts sharply with the more reactive and vocal approach Drake often employs. In this feud, silence has become a weapon. Kendrick allows the narrative to unfold while leaving the pressure on Drake and his supporters. Every pause, every decision not to publicly react, amplifies the tension and maintains public interest. This strategic restraint is part of what makes Kendrick a master of narrative control, and it creates a situation where Drake's next move carries enormous weight. The digital ecosystem magnifies every aspect of this rivalry. Clips of the awards ceremony, fan reactions, and online commentary circulate rapidly across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Memes and reaction videos spread within hours, fueling further debate and shaping public perception. The modern music feud no longer exists only through lyrics or performances. It extends into social media, audience interpretation, and viral culture. Kendrick's win has become more than a singular achievement. It is a catalyst for conversation, speculation, and ongoing engagement that continues to dominate timelines worldwide. Legacy is central to Part 5's narrative. Kendrick's victory is not just about the immediate. The award creates a cultural moment that fuels discussion for months, ensuring that Kendrick's strategic victories continue to resonate even as Drake maintains mainstream dominance. Finally, the stakes for future developments have never been higher. Fans are now speculating on potential responses from Drake, upcoming releases, and how each artist will shape the narrative moving forward. Every move, statement, and track becomes part of a larger chessboard, where strategy, timing, and audience perception determine success as much as lyrical ability. Kendrick's latest award reinforces that the feud is not just about music but about influence, control, and cultural storytelling. In conclusion, Part 5 underscores that Kendrick's latest win is a pivotal moment in one of hip-hop's most compelling rivalries. It demonstrates how modern feuds extend beyond the music itself, encompassing strategy, perception, legacy, and audience engagement. Drake's dominance remains undeniable, but Kendrick's calculated artistry and critical recognition redefine the conversation about influence and power in hip-hop. As fans, critics, and industry insiders continue to analyze every angle, the rivalry remains dynamic, multi-layered, and far from over. Every award, every gesture, and every reaction now carries enormous weight, proving that in this high-stakes cultural battle, the story is only growing more intense, and the next move will be watched by millions around the world. Now it's your turn to join the conversation. After witnessing Kendrick Lamar snatch another major award and seeing Drake fans react in full meltdown, the debate is hotter than ever. Who truly dominates hip-hop in 2026? Commercial King Drake or strategically precise Kendrick? Comment below with your take, and let's break it down together. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this breakdown and want more deep dives into the biggest moments in music. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss updates, reactions, and analysis as this epic rivalry unfolds. Every award, every track, and every public move shapes